So you have 4 things that you can defend with. Potentially saving you is actually a good plan. I might end up regretting that. But I feel like having more on the board so we can go wider and it forces him to go wide as well might be the better plan. As I said, I might be 100% wrong here, but it's what I'm going for. Hello, Gomez here from the LAN Up channel again. Actually, today we'll review a deck. Another one from Vassago today. Actually, like a really good deck build. They do magnificent work. So all full credit to them. But anyway, let's get into this deck. It's Dragons and Vlad. Blah! So yes, we are working, it is Blood Dragons, we are working with Vladimir and Dragons, so let us quickly get in there. But as I said, this deck 100% is all Vassago's creations, really good. You will get to see bits and pieces like why this is so good. So obviously, the great thing about using Demacia with Vladimir is obviously you get that Ranger's Resolve, which then means that any kind of damage that you're doing with transfusions or blood for blood, literally it doesn't do any, it's not taking anything from them, but it still is leveling Vladimir up. Yeah, again, it works really nicely with Crimson Disciple. So anyway, so let's quickly go through. So obviously you got your lovely turn 1. Cythriel's amazing turn 1 because it's like that stat line is quite nice for a 1 cost. And yep, all good. You got these, obviously, so you want to be doing the damage because this is going to be obviously working towards leveling up Vladimir happening here. As well as I said, like, you know, you got the potential range of resolve if they were near lethal. Anyway, points all round. Eggman, magnificent health stat. Look at that health stat. He's got 3 health stat. You could actually hit into that a number of times and be okay. Plus as well, obviously Sharp Sight means you can, yet again, it's a buff that you could potentially use on a Disciple, so you can throw that out. They go, oh wait, looks like I'm going to be killing a Disciple. They put something in front of it, Sharp Sight, oh no! And it's all gone terribly wrong. Also obviously like a Transfusion is another way of helping get that Disciple past something. Single Combat you could technically use on the Disciple as well, but Single Combat is more going to be most likely used on your Dragons and Screeching Dragons to help level Shyvana, as well as the fact that the important thing about Dragons is, remember that their Fury means that every single time they kill something, they go up in a stat, which means that you could technically, like, they're healing themselves, and then Vlad's doing the damage, but like it doesn't really matter 100% there. As well as that, obviously you've got a few heal moves, as I said, like Transfusion or Sharp Sight could technically be used to try and heal those up, as well as obviously help with that damage to help Shyvana level. There is the Relentless Pursuit. So obviously the great thing about this is that both champions is just attacking forward. So once you level her up, or even her in her unleveled state, a Reckless Pursuit gives her another one, gives Vlad that ability to do that again, so that he's draining more from your opponent's health when he's leveled up, or just in his first form, but you're going to be leveling him up quite quickly in this deck. Doing more damage just like you kind of want to be keeping these back. I mean, obviously if you can get lethal in sooner, you throw it in sooner, but you want to be kind of like leaving these to when you've got like Vlad on the board or Shyvana on the board, and then just literally attack and then attacking again. Especially as I said, like with Vlad, you're just draining so much resource from him, as well as that obviously that buff is going into Shyvana twice. Obviously it doesn't stay, I'm just saying, but for that turn it's a really powerful move. And then Screeching Dragon can take anything off the back line, as well as the fact that it's got great stats. Like Screeching Dragon is one of the best. My one, like if it was me personally, my one thing that I wish the deck had would be Concerted Strike, just because more strikings just to help Shyvana level up, as well as the fact that Concerted Strike obviously means that you're not like single combat is being this trading, but at the same point single combat is really working towards Vlad. And there's a lot of things in this deck. There's nothing I would change out of this deck to try and slip that in. But that's the one thing that I would like to put in that deck personally. But so this is Vasa's deck, and we will be playing it as they've given it to us. But obviously you've got the protege to yet again challenge things off, as well as the fact that obviously yet again Sharp Sight or Transfusion can help get that stat, so you can actually decide and do significant damage. You got your Curator here, just like so many different things in terms of like, so obviously like your Transfusion, you got the Blood for Blood, you've got like the Disciple, you've got so many different things that can be hitting into him, which yet again is meaning that he can be like generating resource for the backfield, in terms of like, oh, sorry, in your hand is what I meant, putting in which more things that you could put out there. So yeah, it's a really good, really nice deck. I do like the way this is composed. So yes, if there's anything that you think that this deck requires, or you think there's any changes that you would make, please let me know in the comment section down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing anything that you guys have to say about these things. Like any comments, I love them. Getting back to you, because it's the lovely community that we're building. I do love. We do have obviously the Discord link down below if you want to join that. There's a games night and a movie night in there, so if you want to get involved with those things, get on mic with me and say, "Go, Miz, you crazy son of a bitch," and I'll go, "Ah, yes, that's me." Da 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 da. Hey. Also, there's also I do have a personal goal of trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or 1,000 followers on Twitch by the end of the year. Twitch is basically there. We're basically within 30 people of getting that goal on Twitch. YouTube, we're like at 180. So 180, no, we're within 150 odd. I can't remember exactly what it is, but obviously it's kind of getting close there as well. I mean, I would honestly love to hit both of them. If I hit one of them, as I said, I'm gonna have to do something. I don't know, what would you guys like to see as well? Because I was thinking maybe like, you know, a 24-hour stream, or potentially just like, you know, a Q&A or something. Like what would you guys want? Because I want to give you what you want, and you deserve it for the amount of support that you've been giving me. So honestly, thank you so much. If you've not already hit those buttons, why not consider it if you enjoy the entertainment? There is also shameless plug time, the Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. I already have mentioned the Twitch, but I do stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So if you want to come catch the action live, talk to me, have good times. Would you like to have good times in the chat? While most of the time I play ridiculous decks, why not join for that? As well as the fact that I do is the Twitter and Instagram. I'm starting to be a little bit more active on Instagram. I'm active on Twitter definitely, so if you want to join that and help support, please feel free to, because I will be showing pictures of all the different things that I'm making and whatnot at this moment in time, like some Christmas decorations, as well as the fact that obviously the giveaway next month is the Twisted Fate cards. You can see them on that Twitch or on that Twitter if you go on there. Anyway, enough of this jibber jabber. Let us get in and see how this deck does in a couple of matchups. It's always Ezreal was everywhere. He was always everywhere to begin with, and now he starts again. It's all good. So we've got Swain, Ezreal, pretty standard. My main problem is the fact they're very targety. That's going to be my main problem. So I'm basically going to have to keep transfusion. Part of me wants to keep the Screeching Dragon in case he throws out that Ezreal early, but it's whether or not he does. He does know that we're playing Demacia, so Sharp Sight is a thing that he potentially knows is going to be a problem. But we will see. We will see how this goes. I feel like we've still got a, hello doggo, look at you. Hello. Yes, get that bone. I mean, I had to buy the doggo. It's been something I've wanted for a while. I had to get him. Look at him, he's so cute. Look at him. Yes, anyway, I don't know why that's distracted me more than anything. It's all good. So we're gonna get 2 damage in on him by the looks of it. I don't think that deck plays Jerry Rig. I was gonna say, like, I can't actually remember what that deck does have, whether or not it does have any rummage or I don't think it does. I don't think it's got Jerry. If it were me, it would run Jerry because I like having a rummage. I like that draw. Pot of Greed. But anyway, it's all good. Yeah, he's going wide. Potentially Disciple here, because then we could it basically like stops him a little bit from doing an attack. I mean, he might still go for an attack, but it does just stop that little bit of an attack, because to be fair, we do know that we do have transfusion, so yeah, we're good. Just gonna go for attacking forward here. Potentially we see some target. A big part of me is like, do we single combat here just for I mean, single combat does get us past the transfusion stage. I could actually transfusion off of her to get her past this, but then obviously it does leave the Disciple vulnerable. I'm gonna go for that move because it's just helping Vlad. I do know this does make this vulnerable now to a Mystic Shot or Get Excited or Gotcha, but I'd rather try something here. Yeah, there we go, Mystic Shot. It was always the risk. But it was a risk that I was willing to take. It helped level Vlad twice, so I don't mind that move. Especially considering the fact that we now have Vlad in hand. I mean, we need to build a bit of a board, but obviously our opponent makes building a bit of a board a lot harder. Actually, gonna go with this. make this really targetable, and then when he tries to target, then we single combat off of it. We could actually single combat there just to actually help with the Vlad level up. I kind of want to be denying Ezra and Swain some damage and do we just throw that forward? That's what we'll leave it. I'll take the 1 damage. I'll take the 1 damage. I have made my decisions. He could potentially have like thermal or something. Oh, let's go off of you. I kind of want to keep the single combat back. A big part of me is like to single combat off the spider, but at the same point, like, you know, there's other things that we kind of want single combat for, right? I would throw Vlad out, but he's not leveled, and it's not like he's got much of a ball to work with right now, so there's no real point in me just throwing Vlad out onto this. Or at least I don't think so personally. There's much of a point. Yep, no, that's fine, that's fine. Let him have the stun. I don't even mind if he trades this off here. I'll let him have it. I mean, I could single just to get that off of their side. Because single, like, I don't. There's no way I get around this thermal. But single combat does at least mean that he's got nothing himself as well. So he doesn't just do an open and get me for free damage. It means that we help. It means that we help level Vlad. So close to just throwing him out. Bear in mind, I did use a lot of their mana up as well, which is nice. But obviously, he could just throw Swain out this turn, but then we just throw Vlad out as counter. Because we've got enough mana that we could sharp sight on top of Vlad. That would mean that it's a perfect, like, if he were to go forward with Swain. It does mean we'd probably lose Vlad because potentially he's got like a flock or something. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna pass here. Do we just throw Vlad out here? I mean, if he's got another thermal, he uses thermal, right? There's not a lot we can really do if he uses thermal. I'm gonna throw Vlad out. This might end up being the biggest mistake of my life because he just throws out. Okay, no, it's not too bad. It could be worse. Kind of got to go with this. I want to try and tempt. The Swain. Okay, no, okay. Right. Sadly, we were not able to tempt the Swain. I could still use sharp sight into single combat, but we might want to use that later. Or do we just? No, we won't do that. We won't do that. Okay, so it's an option that I kind of will wait until he tries to target Vlad, and then I'll go for that move. But I feel like sharp sight into single might be a good plan. Because let's face it, he throws out the Leviathan this turn, right? Perhaps not. That actually helps level Vlad, which is hilarious, but it's fine. It's fine. I will take that. He says. I know that he's going for that for the stun, because obviously that does stun Vlad. It does also still allow him to get the Leviathan move out. It does mean that he could potentially flock this as well, but we do have sharp sight that can get past flock. So potentially we see the Leviathan move, because he definitely wants to be trying to throw down the Leviathan right now, right? If he goes for a flock, then we can just sharp sight just to get him past this. If he then goes for something on top of that, we single combat so we can at least take care of his Swain. That's the main plan here. We shall see what they do. I feel like they really want to be throwing the Leviathan out this turn, but they need to be like, what do I do? Because he knows that Vlad's going to be getting his health back. He's getting that reach. Yeah. So part of me was like, part of me really thought he was going to use the flock because he didn't want to allow the that. So obviously if he passes, everything gets stunned on my side of the field. He no longer has any mana left to do anything. So we could actually go for the sharp sight on top of there just to get rid of the Swain. We could actually get rid of the Leviathan. We could actually get rid of the Leviathan, but I don't know. I don't know who's more of my threat right now. Is it because I mean Leviathan's gonna be doing damage into my core. I'm trying actually to work out who my bigger threat is. Sorry, you know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? I feel like we get rid of the. I feel like we get rid of the Leviathan. I feel like we get rid of the Leviathan because we can still trade. Because we can still trade off with the Screeching Dragon on here and be okay. Because he hasn't got any mana, so it's not like he can use his flock or whatnot on us. So I feel like that's a good move because we trade that away, and then he does that, so we throw you forward into this. And then next, because obviously then Vlad just regenerates. We do have the ability to rally as well. The question, do we throw the egg? I mean, a big part was like, do I just go for the open here and then rally with the other two? I feel like this might end up being. No. Right, see, we want you to go first because we want you to take that. Yeah. I kind of want to try and force this. I mean, obviously, if he's got what's his face? If he's got, I mean, obviously he could use this, but it means forcing that Swain out, and then we go forward again anyway. That's going to be the plan here, I feel, because obviously that gets rid of that Swain from his hand if he then uses that flock on it. I mean, obviously he might have other targets and things, but I feel like if we can force out a lot of his resource here, I mean, obviously he might kill Vlad. He might kill Vlad. Yeah, no, so this now opens Vlad to the second one. That now opens Vlad to the second one. So we've got to throw the egghead out here. So obviously I'm guessing that, if only I mean technically we can still throw you out. We can still throw you out and then next turn use that being a. Okay, so he still wanted to keep that. He still wanted to make sure he kept that in hand, which is fair play to him. Okay, so we play this. If only we had kept that one extra mana back, the rally this turn would have been amazing. Because it was just forcing that resource out. Oh, the Eggman's just paying for himself. So we know that he's got this, so all he's got to do is do a bit of damage in. He has actually leveled the Ezreal as well, but he's only got like unless he's got a draw mechanic, he's only got so many cards. Just want to see. I want to. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's what I kind of want to wait until he does his attack forward move. Okay, so he goes with this attack. I can trade one of these off because we know that he's got this move, so we don't really want to be putting this in front of anything because then obviously, like, you know, that just means he can trade off that elusive damage. So I don't mind him. I don't mind getting rid of the Eggman to get rid of one thing on his side. We then throw forward this dragon. And then we go into a relentless pursuit because then we immediately attack forward. So we've got that elusive damage happening now, and then again if we have to go again. So yeah, so he's throwing that. So basically, this is our turn. This is our turn to go forward. While he's used that mana to go boom, attack forward. The elusive damage dead, mate. He's only got one card in hand, but he's got one mana. He can't do anything about that. What can be done? I mean, we could have even, we could actually even force Swain out here so that Leviathan doesn't actually stun anyone. Yeah, no, GG. Okay, no, he doesn't want to even let us go through, but we had that. I mean, GG. I mean, it was really good, especially against the Ezreal Swain deck. Well, let's face it, Ezreal Swain, very powerful man, very powerful men, both of them. Oh, the Go Hard deck. I'm assuming it is the Go Hard deck, right? It's an aggressive, fearsome, early, and then Go Hard, right? From what I remember, I think. Do I want to keep that actually? A big part of me kind of wants to. Or do I get rid of you and just keep these things? I basically just want things that obviously can deal with the fearsomeness. So that challenge, as well as the fact that we do have like transfusion and things. The dragon might have been a bit too like waiting for turn 5. At least he's turn 3. At least I can get him out a lot more like early. But I guess we need 2 things on the board for the transfusion. But so we do have sharp sight as well. So I mean, he's doing immediate open attack there, right? Immediate open attack. Oh no. Not gonna lie, I was actually expecting the open. I could throw you out. But don't, like, you're so much more value. Because I mean, if you had a free stat, then I would have played you, because at least you would have been able to defend, stay alive, and level up Vlad. But with your 2 stats, sadly, it's just not worth it. Okay. Let's at least try and force things off his side. As well as the fact that that does mean that it was harder for him to do the draw move. Okay. So here, I mean, it means that his go hard move. His go hard move would do more damage. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. As long as I can keep single combat transfusion or this. I mean, single combat more for that, because I'm guessing he's gonna try. Yeah, he tries to take you. He tries to take you. So what we do is we at least want to make sure that he trades up that. We could. I feel like, do we use, like, so transfusion here on here, and then, yeah, wait. So if we go hoop, we go transfusion from you onto this, and then from that allow, but he does just die still. We sacrifice her for the greater good, I feel. We sacrifice her for the greater good. Does mean, because it means forcing out. Actually, no, maybe we keep that back. Yep, no, I'll go with that. I go saving this guy. He still does widget. He still gets Vlad up. We lose that. But yeah, no, we still get to save him. We've still got the single combat, because I kind of want to leave the single combat for, like, Twisted or someone. So we could play Vlad. I might actually play Vlad, because I can just grab this. I mean, obviously, it depends, on what he does. He potentially gets a stun out.
I'd never keep my guests waiting.
He potentially gets a stun out from Twisted, but then we just use single combat.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Where can I find a...
Okay, I feel like this is the move I go with. Forcing out his keg so that damage becomes less. And then if he were to try to do something, we had like sharp sight to be able to at least save the protege. Yeah, no, I don't mind this. I don't mind this move. He says, hopingly, because we can throw. We've got like sharp sight, single combat. We can throw. So he gets a little bit of draw out there. Throw the egghead out. Hope that we get something good. No, that's not too bad. We've got single combats and we've got a sharp sight of them. We use that. Ooh. So red card, which actually, weirdly enough, levels Vlad. What we do is we use sharp sight here, so that we can level Vlad. We can actually then throw a single combat into that. I mean, this is actually, he's actually weirdly worked it out, because he's actually used all of his, he spanked all of his mana on this, and then now we just go, well, hoop. Force that out. Force that out of them. He throws everything forward. So this is going to regenerate, so we can still throw him in front of there. I don't mind that trade-off. And I mean, do we just sacrifice? Do we just sacrifice him to the Doom Beast? We still go down to 7. You know, I'll go with that. It's not the best, but I will go with that. Because obviously he's going to regenerate back up again. We're forced out. I mean, obviously, like, you know, we're the ones who have not got the best resource right now. we're the ones who are down on resource, but hopefully Dragon Man or this dragon might be able to massively help. So I'm going to throw you out because, yeah, again, still lose my single combat as a thing. Sad times. I can still at least mean that he's got less on his side of the field to be able to defend with. Which I would take. Sadly, we lose our heal capability, but we're still hitting him for 5. I could have thrown him forward as well, I guess, because technically I wouldn't have minded that trade-off either. But yeah, no, we'll hit him in for 5. Get the Eggman out. Hope that we get some really good resource off of Eggman. Hope that we get some really good resource off of Eggman. Because let's face it, they've got the advantage on us in terms of like hand size. Oh, that's very nice. Elusive dragon. But you know, they've got the advantage on us, but we can still potentially find a way through. So forcing that damage into the Eggman, so at least the Eggman is still a threat. So we could throw out the elusive dragon here. That's what I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go big. We're gonna go big or go home, as they say. Go big or go home. Let's face it, he could have like Ruination or something. I don't think the deck run because it's go hard. Does that deck run Ruination? Maybe we misplayed there because technically we could have just got Ruinated. I can save his life. Is it worth saving his life? Is the question right now. I can save his life. I feel like maybe actually. I mean, it's going to be going up to 12 anyway, regardless of whatever we do. Potentially keeping this back for forcing damage elsewhere might be the better plan, or having another thing attacking. So he's gonna have 4 things he can defend with. So he have 4 things that he can defend with. Potentially saving you is actually a good plan. I might end up regretting that. But I feel like having more on the board so we can go wider and it forces him to go wide as well might be the better plan. As I said, I might be 100% wrong here, but it's what I'm going for. Sod it. It's all I've got left right now. All I've got left is just to go all in with this plan. It's all we have left right now is going everything. Just go. Because literally there's no other plan. Because we haven't got any resource. He's far out resourcing us. We've got no resource. Just got to go in and hope. Doom Beast. Oh, it's the heals. It's the heals. Relentless Pursuit. That might be the thing which saves this, because literally attacking forward that elusive dragon, there is nothing. Well, I say there's nothing. So I've got to go for it. I might end up regretting this decision, but I feel like I've just got to go. Go. I mean, the fact that you can force that down so that does become within killing range. Yep. But so at least attacking for like he has to defend here, which means that it gives us another dragon. We can play that dragon, and then we get to attack forward again next turn. So that gives us a dragon. Oh my god! It gives us another elusive dragon. Out of all the dragons, it gives us the elusive one again. Oh, there we go. GG, right? I mean, obviously, vengeance. I mean, there's so many different things that you can get to counter what I'm about to do, but. I know, right? Mathematics. Actually, I guess like the main dragon I would have wanted would have been the buff dragon, like the 2/2 buff dragon on everyone. That would have been like the best dragon to get. Depends on what we top deck here. So just go. Gotta go with it. Kind of need to keep you back for defense, like in case he does have a vengeance or a way of getting. Yes! RNG Jesus is my savior. So yeah, that was the Blood Dragons deck. Actually, a really effective deck if you can get the things off properly. Vladimir, it's amazing to have Vlad back. The buff to Vlad has been amazing, and like just allowing us as well as the fact obviously it working with those furies from the dragons, the Eggman getting you things where you need to, as well as what you got like just it's that health stat of that Eggman's really good as well, because you can trade in or get things that mean you're helping level your Vlad. As I said, personally, I would like to see a concerted strike in there, but as I said, I don't know what you would drop to put in there, because I just feel like concerted strike would be a lovely thing to have, especially for trade-offs against like bigger things. But anyway, please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. So this was Vassago's deck, great deck builder. Love to see them when they come into the chat on stream, and also they are there on YouTube as well. So if you want to catch me on Twitch, all that link down below, as well as the Discord link. Streaming on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a magnificent day, and until next time, bye! I said don't you do it! Okay. Is there literally anything that I could draw or that I could get from Flash of Brilliance that could save me? Save me! That doesn't save me! Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.